Let's discuss all this news now coming from the courts as we bring in via phone Kennedy Osunwa. He's a lawyer. Thanks a lot, Kennedy, for joining us at this time. So Hembe out and also the same thing for the Taraba senator talking about Sani Abubakar Danladi. All this on account of wrongful substitution from the party which they all belonged. What lessons can we learn from these judgments?
Yes, I want to clearly state that this judgment from the Apex Court is a development for democracy. And it is also a lesson to our politicians that wants to get into power by all means defiling and undermining the provisions of the Electoral Act. And this has gone to show that when they do whatever they do, in order to come to the limelight that they have been elected by their people, they should remember that the gamut of the law or the entire system will one day fish them out, like what has been done by the Apex Court, the Supreme Court of Nigeria. So it is a very big lesson to our politicians that goes on and on, do or die affairs politicking in order to be at the helm of affairs. This is a very good lesson for them, and they must ensure that they abide by the provisions and the tenets of the law guiding the electoral system in Nigeria.
And what is the impact of these controversies on governance in Nigeria? Many analysts would argue that all these are just a waste of time from the apex courts, who would have better matters to rule and deliberate on. How can it be avoided in the first place within the parties?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, it is all still the development or democratic development of our system, because the Supreme Court is the apex court, and whatever that happens and whatever matter that also come up before the Supreme Court, then it is left for the apex court to determine the matter one way or the other.
And then Kennedy, well, Tambuwa could be celebrating now, but we don't know yet if that case now of Justice Kolawole affirming his victory at the polls now, it could be appealed against based by the foregoing, talking about Hembe's loss now. Should the Tambuwa camp now be worried?
Yes. Yes, looking at the hierarchical structure of our court system, yes, the Honorable Justice Kolawole has delivered his ruling in favor of His Excellency Governor Tambuwa. But again, that ruling, by the hierarchy of the court that delivered that ruling, is equally subject to appeal. So His Excellency, well, can rejoice at the first, what I call the first leg of his victory. But if his opponent still deems it necessary that he stands a better chance at the appeal, he can still exercise his right of appeal to the superior courts than that of the Federal High Court. So it is not a victory that one would say, okay, that is the final bus stop. Of course, you know that the apex court, being the Supreme Court of Nigeria, is the apex court. Until it gets there and the Supreme Court says that, yes, I affirm the election of His Excellency Governor Tambuwa, then we will say that, yes, Tambuwa can roll out his dancing drums and dance to the height of his victory.
Kennedy, it's left to be seen who will laugh last at the end of the day in this matter. Thank you very much for sharing your thoughts with us on TVC News Hour.